welcome back to the Attack the Rack YouTube channel. This is the Attack the Rack podcast. We are joined, as always, with Big Mo, Trent, and myself. Friendly reminder, if you have not yet subscribed to the Attack the Rack YouTube channel, please take a half a second to do so. It is a free way to support what we're trying to do with the channel. It means the world to us. So go ahead and click subscribe, like the video, leave us a comment. Um, Also, if you're looking, we are looking for sponsors for 2025. If you're interested in sponsoring the anything on the Attack the Rack YouTube channel, email us at attacktherack3333@gmail.com. If you just want to make a simple donation to the channel, click that little thanks tab and you can make a donation.
Uh-oh.
All right. As we talked on the last episode, we recorded a little bit before the Lions Vikings kickoff. The Lions Vikings game has now been played. It is over. Detroit Lions won 31-9, I think. They dominated the second half. I think it was 10-9 at the half. Just a phenomenal second half. Lions clinched the number one seed, get a bye in the first round, and they got home field advantage all the way up to the Super Bowl. What'd you guys think of the game?
I thought it was great. A little slow start, which made me a little bit nervous, but the defense was adding Anzalone is just a game changer.
It was huge.
And that you kind of you don't realize how big of a piece he plays until he's either not in or he's back, because it just seemed like they were on the ball on defense. And even God, who was the guy that was guarding Jefferson? Roberts, he was great. And Jefferson only had 3 catches, so that was sweet. Although Mr. Sam Darnold missed him multiple times being open.
Yeah, he was a little bit off with some of his throws. They're a little high a lot of the times.
Yeah, that's what some pressure does to you, though, I think. We were getting to the quarterback, and we hit him multiple times. So I thought that was good to see. But yeah, if people don't know yet, Jahmyr Gibbs is very good.
Yeah.
So that he's fun to watch.
He is fast.
Very, very fast.
Man. No,
I thought I was fast. He is fast.
if he was a featured back, and I think it would be different because you're prone to injuries, being tired. So I think we got to enjoy the what is it, the Sonic Knuckles combination. But could you imagine if he had a bulk of all the carries? And I think he might. I mean, NFL MVP.
Could be.
Yeah. Well, he has the most touchdowns.
Yeah.
In the
Could you
NFL.
imagine if he would have gotten?
Seriously,
he would have. But Montgomery's around the 1,000-yard mark, right?
Yeah.
He was well on his way to 1,000 if he didn't get hurt. I think he's around the 800, so
Okay.
very close, even despite missing the last couple games.
But that was them. That was Montgomery and Gibbs sharing like 24, 25 touches total.
Yeah.
Like half and half. So that's like for him to go 23 carries last night. Couple of them he got hit pretty hard, and it was like, oh, he probably hasn't felt that in a while.
He did get hit hard one time for sure.
That swing pass or whatever. Yeah. And then Goff tried to kill J-Mo on that. It was like a double pass. He threw it back to him, and he just got lit up. But, yeah, Gibbs is a stud. I'm glad they got it's much needed bye, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a big week off for them. It'll be interesting to see who gets active after that week off.
I would think David Montgomery will be.
Yeah, and that'll be very helpful. Even Craig Reynolds stepped up and did what he needed to do as well. So it just seems like everyone is ready to go, no matter who you are. Like, people don't even know you, and they're still ready. So I think that's a big part of their success.
I think Big Mo mentioned on one of our episodes before the season that there was a potential for 2,000-yard backs this season for the Lions in Gibbs and Montgomery. And if Montgomery didn't get hurt, Big Mo, you would have been spot on with that.
Well, I think so, and that's what I'm thinking. I mean, if I just think Gibbs, had he been like a featured back, I mean, he's in the conversation of being a dominant type player.
He
I
would
don't
have
know what I mean, he's got to be close to 1,400 yards rushing, probably over 500 receiving. I mean,
20 touchdowns.
20 touchdowns. Um, he's a game changer. But like I said, I love the fact that we got the Sonic Knuckles because I think that's a tandem where you can just like, I mean, Montgomery is just gonna pound it, grind it,
Yeah.
and Gibbs I think can do the same, but Gibbs can also like boom, just shifts that speed and hits a hole all of a sudden, and he is just lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, no, and the defense was more than manageable last night. So, um, and it definitely Anzalone makes a difference. Obviously, uh, probably a little tip of the hat to Aaron Glenn. Called a fantastic game to bring some different types of pressures to keep Darnold very confused. Um, so all around, that's a great. I because I do think having a week off for the Lions is something that's going to help them hopefully get healthy, get a little fresh, rejuvenate themselves a little bit, and I don't think they'll miss a beat by not playing a game.
No,
No.
I think they definitely need it. And I think going into the season, we all wanted them to have the number one seed more so for that whole home field advantage in the playoffs. But the Lions showed this season that they could go out and win on the road. They're 8-0 on the road. Granted, yes, a handful of those games were indoors. But now I think the reason we really, really now wanted that number one seed is more so just to get that bye to try to get another week for these guys to get healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Give those top dogs a week off.
Yeah.
Get them ready to go. And then if Montgomery's back, that's just even better.
So the way the NFL playoffs work is that it gets the bracket changes after every round so that it gets, you know, no matter what, the Lions will face whatever the lowest seed remaining, the lowest remaining seed is who the Lions will play. So we don't know. You can't look at the bracket and say, okay, the Lions are going to play the winner of this game and this game because we don't know. Now, if all the top seeds hold serve, then the Lions will face the Vikings again in the second round of the playoffs. So it's kind of unique how the NFL does that.
So they got to win two to get to the Super Bowl or three to get to two to win to get to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Okay.
So let's take a look at the NFC matchups. In the first round, you got Rams, Vikings. Rams are the 4 seed. Vikings are the 5 seed. Um, so I guess I take that back. If the Vikings beat the Rams, and then the other top seeds hold serve, that's why they would then play the Vikings. But the Rams are the 4 seed. The Vikings are at this juncture a 1.5 point favorite. The Vikings are at home, um, which is kind of weird because
You think they need to revamp the?
hold on, I must be looking at a bracket that this is on ESPN. This
I
has
mean,
all
Minnesota's at Los Angeles, right?
yeah. This
Yeah.
this has all the lower seeds on the bottom, meaning home team. That makes no sense. So this has got to be ESPN needs to fix this.
Well, Philly's home, Tampa's home,
Yeah, and the Rams are home.
Rams are home.
The way they have it on the ESPN.com is they have it the lower seed is on the bottom. So it says Rams Vikings, which
Oh,
would mean
home
Vikings
team.
are home, and that's incorrect.
Yeah.
So Rams 4 seed versus Vikings 5 seed. Vikings, it's at the Rams. Vikings are 1.5 point favorite. So if they were to beat the Rams and the Buccaneers, the 3 seed against the 6 seed Commanders, if the Buccaneers were to win, and then the Eagles were to beat the Eagles are the 2 seed, Packers are the 7 seed, then the Lions would play the Vikings again. Um, if all the top seeds do hold serve, then yes, they would play the Rams. But
Would you rather play the Rams versus the Vikings, I guess?
yeah, I would rather play the Rams, I think. Um, yes, we did beat the Rams earlier in the season, but playing the Vikings the third time after just playing them, at least, it just makes me a little bit nervous. I hate
Yeah.
that cliche. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season, but it's true.
Yeah, I agree. But I also worry about just Stafford in general with Cup and Puka Nakua
Yeah.
because they can be when they're on, they're pretty dang good.
I mean, oh yeah, they won what 5 straight to get into the playoffs. So
I think so. Yeah. I don't know.
um,
But it feels like we've kind of had. I mean, what was the first score at Minnesota? Was that
close.
closer?
It was close.
Yeah. In fact, we had to come back.
Yeah, because the start was so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was that even? It might have even been a last second field goal.
Um,
I think Washington beats Tampa as well.
that's actually I think that's I would rather think play Washington than play Minnesota or the Rams.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Even though what Jaden Daniels is a little bit of a running quarterback,
Yeah.
I think.
week 7, sorry to interrupt. Week 7, the Lions beat Minnesota 31-29.
Okay. Yeah. So and that was after a 10-0 deficit, or maybe even more.
I think it was more. It might have been 14. I don't remember, but anyway, yeah, I agree. That'd be nice if we could get the Commanders to beat the Bucks.
Which I think can happen.
Yeah.
I think that could be. I mean, that spread's only 3 too, so I
Yep.
think that could. I don't know. Washington's got some playmakers. I just would rather, as a Lions fan, I'd rather play Washington. I think.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks beat Washington the first week by 17.
Okay.
But obviously Jaden Daniels, first game rookie,
Yeah.
he's come a long way. Their defense is pretty suspect right now. But I would agree. I think the Commanders can go into Tampa and win, which would be a good, again, like I said, I would rather play them than play the Rams or friggin' Minnesota again.
I
Yeah.
so let's say the Buccaneers do win. I think we would.
We would need the Packers to beat Philly.
Yeah.
No, oh,
Right?
Well,
Or
I'm
wait
just
a
what?
minute.
looking. I'm just looking down the road, figuring out what would have to happen for us to play the Buccaneers. I think they would have to then beat the Eagles, and we'd face them in the NFC Championship game. I'm saying it'd be kind of cool to be able to play them again, though, and avenge that loss, and then
Oh,
play the Bills in the Super Bowl and avenge that loss. And the 2 teams that beat the Lions, it'd be kind of cool to beat both of them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
yeah, you'd have to get them in the championship game then, right?
Yeah, I think they would. The only way they would face them would be in the NFC Championship.
Yeah,
Uh,
which
but if the Packers upset the Eagles, then we would play the Packers. How does that make you feel?
Sure. They can. Yeah. I would not hate that at all.
How about the
Trent's feeling,
Packers
Trent's
going?
feeling good about them all.
How about the Packers going 1-5 in the division?
Yeah. Yeah,
Same as
because they
the
lost to the
Bears.
Bears. Yeah. Yeah. Jordan Love, you were right about Jordan Love at the beginning of the year. The sophomore slump. He was not near as good this year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And he battled injury, but he just wasn't as productive.
yeah,
right.
wasn't as consistent or
How about let's take a look at the AFC. AFC, you got the Chiefs, obviously the number 1 seed after getting shut out on on Sunday. They finished at 15-2. So they got the bye. in the AFC, you've got the Chargers and the Texans. Chargers 5 seed, Texans 4 seed. The Chargers are a 3.5 point favorite despite having to go on the road to the Texans. Speaking of sophomore slumps, CJ Stroud kind of was in that sophomore slump as well.
Yeah, and his receiver broke his leg, and Diggs tore his ACL.
Yeah.
That didn't help.
Nope. Who
But
do you
yeah,
like in that game?
ooh, I kind of like the Chargers.
Big Mo?
Interesting, they are the favorite, being on the road and all.
Yeah. They're
Um,
they're trending upwards. I don't really think the Texans are.
I think I would prefer the Chargers to play the Chiefs over the Texans to play the Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs dominated the Texans, so I like the Chargers. They're playing well.
Better defense.
Yeah, better quarterback probably right now.
Best coach besides Dan Campbell.
Sure. No, I like the Chargers. I'd lay that 2.5.
And then Ravens are home against they're the 3 seed playing the 6 seed Steelers. Ravens are a 10 point favorite in that one. Another team that's definitely trending down, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, they have not been playing very well the last few weeks. And interesting, the Ravens were like 9-5 at one point,
Yeah.
maybe something like that. Yeah, probably the Ravens are going to win that. I wouldn't hate seeing the Steelers win.
Hey, I'm down for any upsets.
Yeah, any upsets on that side, I'd be okay with. But I would prefer the Chargers to play the Chiefs and beat the Chiefs over the Texans beating the Chiefs.
Yeah. Big Mo, what do you like, Ravens or Steelers?
You probably got to stick with the Ravens. I think they're just the better team.
Yeah.
The Steelers would have to get some excellent quarterback play to make that a close game, I think.
Yeah.
And then the other game, Bills are home as the 2 seed against the 7 seed Broncos. The Broncos get a nice win over the Chiefs, who were playing their minor league team to get into the playoffs. Buffalo is a 9 point favorite. What do you guys like in that one?
Josh Allen.
It is incredible what he's done this season with really not much help on that side of the ball.
So good. Yeah, he's been unbelievable.
Yeah, the Broncos have been playing well. I'm not counting last week. You know, um, might just be a close game just because you know I like what's their coach
The Broncos
help
coach?
me out. Yeah, Broncos coach.
Um,
What's his Sean Payton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like what he said after the game, man. What was it about? It was about like they're young, so that there is no there's no expectation. So that you can play pretty free when there's nothing
Nothing
to
to
lose.
lose. Yeah.
I
Um,
don't know how he stated it, but it sounded good.
all right. Well, who do we like coming out of the AFC then? Obviously, we're all three picking the Lions in the NFC. Who you guys liking to come out of the AFC?
Ugh. Is that who I would rather the Lions play or who I really think is gonna?
Let's do both. Let's do both.
Um, I think I would rather see the Lions play the Chiefs, but I don't want the Chiefs to go that far. Um, but I think I would prefer them to play the Chiefs or probably the Bills again. I don't want to see Lamar because we know what he does to the Lions defense. So
Yeah. I
that
hate to
just
tell
gets.
you, I think Baltimore gets there.
You think so?
Yeah, and I'd rather have him play. I think I don't want to play Mahomes
Yeah, but they don't really have any
dynamic other than that.
outside of Kelsey. They don't really have a ton of weapons.
How the hell they keep winning?
They're
Well, they didn't win by field goals or
Yeah.
whatever,
yeah.
or blocking field goals, or the refs helping them. It'd be a different story, I think.
Well, I'd like to see the Lions play the Bills because I'd like to avenge that loss. The team that scares me the most, who I don't want us to play, is the Baltimore Ravens. I just they make me so nervous. I think Derrick Henry is unreal. I just don't see our defense being able to stop Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? When you can focus on the run and you got to make them throw it. Yeah, I would want to play them, but I think they're built a little bit like I mean they're built a little bit like the Lions in the sense that it's a little bit of a hard hitting, at least that's their I mean the MO, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um um but yeah, I do think Baltimore gets there, but I think I'd rather play Buffalo.
yeah. Same as yeah, no, same. I would rather play Buffalo, or I'd rather play Buffalo than probably Kansas City too. But I've got a feeling we're gonna see the Ravens.
See, we'll see. Revenge tour, Kurt.
Yes,
Kurt's on the revenge tour.
love a little revenge. All right. Anything else you guys got on the NFL playoffs, or shall we wrap it up with the top three?
I think I'm good. I am actually like, I don't know if it's probably because the Lions are really good, but like I'm actually excited to watch some of the other games. I feel like I wasn't very excited in prior years to watch like the other games outside the Lions, but I'm actually intrigued on some of these games this year.
Yeah, no, me too.
And it's been such kind of a crapshoot anyways this season for most. Like Chargers Texans, I'm looking forward to that game. That'll be a very good game. I'm fired up. Should be good.
Yeah, and the games start on Saturday. I think there's two games on Saturday. And then is this new this year? I don't remember them ever having playoff games on Monday night.
Oh, is
There's a
it?
Yeah.
Monday
It
nights.
is.
Minnesota Rams are Monday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Have they done that in
is
the
it?
past and I'm just forgetting or
That is kind of funky. Let's see. Can I go to the schedule?
Maybe because Minnesota had to play Sunday night.
That
no,
would be my only thought.
I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, so you got two Saturday, three Sunday, one Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
all about the money.
Yep.
How about you? Hopefully you guys have Prime because that Baltimore game is on Prime, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. That means it's going to be 10-7.
Yeah. At least it's not on a Thursday night.
That is true.
All right. Top three this episode. Top three uh worst injuries you've seen, or injury stories and that you can recall. Um Trent.
Is it like self injury or is it just like stuff I've seen before?
Well, big this was submitted by Big Mo. What were you kind of thinking, Big Mo?
I'm okay with whatever.
Yeah,
I
my
just
list kind
I
of
just
has the
think
next.
in a shot in a what is it called when you do something for somebody else? But like with Anzalone coming back, a big injury, and obviously Hutchinson injury and the Lions injuries overall.
Yeah,
Let's end the NFL regular season with a top three injury.
yeah,
Okay.
So
Okay.
whether it happened to you or you saw it, or maybe it's just one that you've seen on social media.
yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Go ahead. You saying that just popped one into my head.
Uh-oh.
So I'll mention it at the end in case if none of you guys mention this one.
All
Uh,
right. Big Mo's got first pick
all right.
Oh, okay. First pick, sure.
or third pick or second pick.
I got first. We'll go
First
first.
choice. And then Kurt, second choice.
I'll go third.
Okay.
Got them all?
Ready.
Ready. All right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Not a personal one, but one saw face to face as I was coaching a little middle school football. was a dislocated wrist.
Ooh,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. You think
Which way
about
was
like the
that?
wrist. What's that?
Which way was that thing pointing?
So if you had your wrist like this, it went like this and then dropped down and then came back up. So
It
my
was
God.
like backwards.
it was jacked up. Actually, this was early on in my coaching career, and we couldn't get a hold of any parents, and so I ended up taking the kid to the hospital myself.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Yeah. So because it was, I mean, what do you do? I mean, it
true.
was seriously like dangling
Was he
from
Oh,
his arm.
was he just screaming?
He's actually pretty calm.
Okay.
Once we got, I mean, I think we like somehow, covered it up and tried to, I don't know what do you like, fit it ourselves or cast it ourselves a little bit so we could get him. But yeah, I had to throw him in the back of my car and drive him over to the hospital.
oh, dislocated wrist.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
No, that's
No.
fucking gross. oh, oh, all right. Let's see. Give me the Ware guy from Louisville in the NCAA
Oh,
tournament
that was on my list.
That
when
was
he
on
was
my
on.
list.
He shot the corner jumper, and just the reaction of the guys on the bench behind him after he was on the ground was like, it was so bad because he snapped his shin.
That
Yeah,
was,
that one was pretty gross.
it didn't even look real.
No, nope. It's
Yeah.
weird to think that it had to have been broken before, right? Or like
It is weird because he just kind of came down on it and just
just a
broke.
regular landing on a jump shot.
Yeah.
So you think like that was just the one jump shot where it was like, all right, it's had enough, and it just snapped on him.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah, so like I said, that was on my list, so I won't mention that one. I'm gonna go with the classic sports injury, one of probably the original injuries caught on TV. Lawrence Taylor breaking Joe Theismann's
Ouch. Ouch.
leg.
Oh, yep.
Ouch.
Oh, that was nasty. And that ended Joe Theismann's career. If he was playing in this day and age, he probably would have been able to play again, but not in the 80s.
Joe Theismann.
Oh, and then yeah, that's right. So now it's my pick again for the second round. I'm going to go with Byron Leftwich in college at Marshall. Broke his shin and continued to play. And after he would complete a pass or the ball would advance up the field, his offensive lineman would have to carry him down the field to the new line of scrimmage. Absolutely insane.
oh gosh. Yuck. Give me Hutch's injury.
Okay.
Aiden
Nice,
Hutch.
nice.
That was one of the it was a weird injury because it was just like his leg flying into another guy's leg,
Yeah.
and then it just decided to coil it, which was pretty gross. So he kind of turned his leg into a slinky.
Yeah, that was not good. I'm guessing, I mean, there was always the hope maybe he'd be able to come back for the Super Bowl. Um,
Yeah, I don't think so.
yeah, I can't imagine.
Although he is like standing on it on the sideline, which is cool. But
Yeah.
man, when I had to go to Twitter to find that injury, that was a bad idea.
Well, we were watching Big Mo and I were watching that game together, but we got a late start on it, so we had paused the game or we had recorded it. So we were like not that far behind, but a few minutes behind. And I remember Big Mo got on Twitter and he saw the injury and he was like, crap, or something like that. I'm like, what happened? Somebody's gonna get hurt.
Sure enough,
Yeah. Um, where are we at here?
Big
Uh,
Mo back to back.
Big Bone back to
Back,
back.
back to back. Back to back. Let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna go, you know, again, I thought of this and maybe I'll just keep it as a coach. You just see so much. Um, truthfully, one of the a scary moment is a concussion, and Fenville
Yes.
coaching. Shout out to my guy Shane Bale, or our guy Shane Bale.
Yeah, that
He
was
took a shot, and you know, you don't think it's any big deal, but like I started talking to him, and then like 2 minutes later, he was like over and over again, like, "Oh, what happened? What's going on?" And it was like almost like you're in like a movie because it was like really like every minute you would sit and chat with him, and then like he would seriously like boom, it was over, and he was, well, what's going on? What we doing? And I remember taking him to the hospital too. Took him. I might have taken him, dropped him off to his mom, or took him to the hospital, and his mom, his parents, or whatever met me there. But um, getting one of those spooky type injuries because you're just like, holy cow, man.
He was like 10-second Tom from 50 First Dates.
Yes.
that
He's like,
was
hey, I'm Tom.
that was when he was on the JV team and I was coaching the JV team, and we were combined practice with you, the varsity team that day,
Yeah.
and he had collided heads with another one of my guys, and yeah, I remember he went and sat on the steps.
Yeah.
We were over there talking to him, and then I think you came over to me and you're like, "Hey man, I'm gonna have to take him to the hospital." So I think I finished up practice, and then and then I went and met you up at the hospital, and it was, I mean, we knew he was gonna be okay, so
Yeah.
it almost became a little bit kind of funny because like literally it was like on a cycle, like every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, so what happened?
Yeah.
It was weird and scary, but we knew he was going to be okay. So then it kind of became a little bit funny. And then David Pasman, who I know he watches the podcast sometimes. So shout out to David Pasman, former player. He was the one that collided heads. And the other thing Shane kept saying in the hospital was is Dave okay? And then literally 2 minutes later, well, is Dave okay?
It was nuts.
It was,
Nuts.
but glad
And at
everything.
that point, I mean, think about that. I mean, Trent, I mean, like, I mean, how often now? I mean, I mean, you've been coaching a little shorter time, but like we had no trainer at these times.
Yeah, so it's like, what do you do at
Yeah,
like turn into the ambulance?
exactly. And I probably should have called an ambulance probably, but it's quicker just to pop him in my car and drive him into Holland.
Sure.
I
That's
That's the
bet that.
closest. That's the closest one. Closest hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be much quicker than the ambulance driving out there.
probably most parts. Hmm, man. I think obviously this wasn't a severe injury in the sense that it didn't look severe, but I think obviously being old enough to be around when it happened, Mike Utley,
yeah.
it didn't look awful at the time. You really didn't know, but obviously him giving the thumbs up, you realize like, holy cow, this is nuts. Something like that happening. So he suffered a spinal injury for the Lions.
Okay.
I don't know when that was, mid '90s, early
I think
'90s.
it was 91. I think it was the year that
Yeah.
they went to the NFC Championship because that was kind of like they rallied around it.
Okay.
He was like the original, now every time someone's carted off and they can move or whatever or well, he couldn't move. He could only move I think he's paralyzed from the waist down.
I think so.
But yeah, he's the one that started that whole thing when you're, you know, being
Being
wheeled
carted
off,
off.
putting the thumbs up.
Damn.
The original.
Yep. All right, Trent, your last pick.
All right, my last pick. Give me the I didn't personally watch it live, but I've seen highlights. Give me Mike Tyson biting off Evander Holyfield's ear.
Yes.
Nice one. Nice one.
That, that's got to be one of the um, most bizarre things ever. Is some guy biting off your ear,
Yes,
and he got a nice chunk of it as well.
he
So
did.
he must have bit down pretty hard.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
was
you don't see that out. Don't see that one every day.
one of the very few big time fights that I actually did watch live. It was nuts.
They called a fight. Like,
Mm,
was it over?
I don't remember.
Like, did he get disqualified or? I wonder if
Well, Holyfield won the fight, but I don't remember if they called it at that
so they
point in time.
finished it.
That was when was it? That was like 98, maybe 97. That was a long time ago. I don't
Hmm.
remember. It was nuts though.
They should bit his ear off. Sixth round.
Yeah.
Stop the fight in the 11th. Yeah, he stopped the fight in the 11th. It's interesting. So
So, so
he bit his ear off, and they still fought.
yeah. Wow.
What a dog!
All right. My last one to wrap this thing up. This one's a little bit more general. I'm not thinking of a specific incident, but when a pitcher takes a line drive,
Oh,
scary,
brutal.
brutal.
I
I,
saw one the other day. It was like you just took one off the face. Just
horrible.
that's coming off the bat at like what? Somewhere between 105 and 110,
Yeah,
probably. Oh,
maybe even faster.
no, thank you.
Back in my slow pitch softball days, I was a pitcher, and I took a line shot off my right in my inner thigh. Hurt like crazy. Next day, my entire thigh was black and blue. Not just the spot where the ball hit.
The
My
whole
entire thigh was black and blue.
yeah. No thanks. I would never play pitcher in slow pitch
I,
unless there was something in front that it could hit. But nope, not for me.
yep, it was crazy. Anything else you guys had on your list that you didn't get to?
The other one I had was my pinky.
Oh,
It's a little crooked.
yeah, it is.
Hey, dislocated?
No,
Dislocated?
I think well, it was at Hope Team Camp my freshman year of high school, and then some kid was wearing pockets in his shorts,
Oh,
and then he like spun and it just kind of snapped, and then I just had to tough it out, So I taped it, and it like fits perfectly. So I taped it for so long that it just kind of molded that way. So now I have a crooked pinky, and
I'm
it's all
surprised it's not.
cartilage.
That is a little crooked there.
It's very crooked. Look at that thing.
oh
Jeez.
my gosh.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that one sucked.
You never even went to the doctor or anything?
No. Well, I wasn't gonna not play basketball for a broken finger,
Yeah.
especially a pinky on my guide hand. And who goes left? But yeah, I just taped it. We were good.
Big Mo, did you have any other ones?
Well, I did not see this, so I didn't put it on my list. But obviously, um, this is how this. I wish you can't look it up. Who knows? I don't know. Hockey. Have you heard the hockey one?
Oh,
Clint Malarchek. He was a goalie. So this happened back in 1991.
Okay.
And he took a skate to his carotid artery.
oh
Oh,
yes,
gosh.
I remember that.
Yeah, so that would be a hell of an injury.
Yeah.
Probably said if the it happened on the other side of the ice, the trainer might not have got to him in time.
Was it
Um,
NHL?
yeah, NHL game.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
Yeah,
yeah, skate to
um,
the throat,
yeah. Um,
cut his jugular.
yep.
Well, that happened in like a lower level league
Well, I
within
think
the
I think
last
that
couple
guy
of
died,
years.
didn't he?
He died. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
wanted it charged to do with murder
Yeah.
because they thought he did it on purpose. By
Crazy.
video, I'm no hockey expert, but I didn't know skates flew up and backwards like that very often.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
Yeah, some of those hockey ones are bad.
oh, and just some of the fights some of the fights back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Get it? Yeah, Red
80s,
Wings
90s.
Avalanche.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the whole team would just brawl.
Yeah, I got in a basketball game I got like four butt headed right in the tip or bridge of or what is it, the top of your nose?
Yeah.
where
You got
I
what?
broke a bone. It broke right, like I had a fracture right in the. Oh, I was so pissed.
In a rec game?
Oh, yeah, rec game.
Did
Oh, so mad.
he do it on purpose?
What's that? No, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
You know me. It didn't matter. It felt like it was on purpose at the time, I'm sure.
Was
Did
that
you?
when you had the bloody nose in the rec game?
No, maybe.
I don't
I
know.
just
We
know
were.
I was mad because
Oh yeah, you would have fought anybody.
oh goodness gracious.
Oh, I wish we had video of you playing men's rec basketball in your
Yeah.
20s.
Oh,
Men's record, how about 3-on-3s?
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
the wreck. The get some film on the wreck at the Civic back in like
Back in the day. Oh,
2016, 2017.
oh man.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good times, good times.
All right, fellas. Well, we'll be back next Monday with another episode. Um, let's reminder, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Hit us up if you're looking to sponsor Attack the Rack 3333 at gmail.com, and we'll see you next Monday.